Hi, Jang-ho. Here in South Korea, United Nations Command and U.S. Forces Korea have a new headquarters. They'll be leaving the base they've used for decades in central Seoul and relocating to Camp Humphreys, south of the capital in Pyeongtaek, Gyeonggi-do Province. Our Park Ji-won was at the new headquarters opening ceremony this morning.
The UN Command and U.S. Forces Korea held a ceremony Friday morning to officially open their new headquarters at Camp Humphreys in Pyeongtaek, Gyeonggi-do Province, some 70 kilometers south of Seoul. Hundreds of key military officials, including South Korea's Defense Minister Song Young-moo and the commander of UN Command and U.S. Forces Korea, General Vincent Brooks, attended the ceremony.
The current turning point on the Korean Peninsula is a result of the ROK-US alliance, a win without fighting through overcoming lots of difficulties. In this new era, troops of the UN Command and U.S. Forces Korea stationed in Pyeongtaek will assume new missions to contribute to the peace and stability of the Korean Peninsula and the world as a stabilizing presence in Northeast Asia.
Today marks an historic milestone in the history of United Nations Command, which began in 1950, and in the history of the Republic of Korea-U.S. alliance. United Nations Command will continue to be the home for international commitments, with a mandate to restore peace and security in defense of the Republic of Korea. And U.S. Forces Korea will remain the living proof of the American commitment to the alliance.
General Brooks also expressed gratitude toward the South Korean government's financial contributions in building the complex.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a project that cost nearly $10.8 billion to build over 10 years. And the Republic of Korea investment was over 90% of the costs. And for that 90%, the United States remains with you 100%.
South Korean President Moon Jae-in also sent a congratulatory message read out by his security aide Lee Sang-chul during the ceremony. In the message, President Moon stressed the ROK-US alliance has been the foundation of not only the peace and stability of the Korean Peninsula, but also the democratization and economic development of South Korea. And he hoped that the ROK-US alliance becomes a great alliance beyond the current military and comprehensive alliance. The new base covers over 14 square kilometers, or some 3,560 acres. When complete, it will contain military facilities, schools, hospitals, and even golf courses. This is the largest overseas U.S. base in the world, currently accommodating some 23,000 people, including U.S. military officials and their families, and the base is expected to grow to some 43,000 people by 2022. With the relocation, the United Nations Command and U.S. Forces Korea are leaving Yongsan, their home for the past 6 decades, and plan to complete their move to Camp Humphreys by the end of this year. Meanwhile, the ROK-US Combined Forces Command will relocate to a building inside South Korea's Defense Ministry in central Seoul by the end of this year. Park Ji-won, Arirang News, Pyeongtaek.